Great to have you. It seems like you have become super internet famous in the past week, as independent media like ourselves is really curious about this story, while mainstream media like the New York Times, Washington Post, and everybody else has completely ignored it. I'm curious if we could just dive into it, Seymour. What happened with Nordstream? Why does it matter?
The bombing of Nord Stream really matters because it happened last fall, late September. And at that point, Joe Biden, my president, was pushing very hard. As you know, he just had this, one-on-one with Putin in speeches, very aggressive, very hostile, and tensions are ratcheting up. And what he did, the intelligence community is interesting because many people in the intelligence community, I know it's hard to say this, they take the oath of office, which they take is to the Constitution, not to the president, not to their boss. And those are the people over the years that I'm 300 years old, man. And so after all these years, I know a lot of people that ended up as 4 stars in all sorts of places and ended up being involved in some of the most complicated stuff in the government. And so pretty much have a sense of what to do and not to do. So I heard about this story a month after it happened. Nobody came to me with it. I asked about it with somebody I knew who was inside. And so what it was is Biden wants to go to war, I think, in some unconscious way with Putin. He wants to mix it up with the Russians. I don't know why, but one thing I can tell you about presidents, they have noted that the presidents like Lincoln and Roosevelt who win wars become famous presidents, great presidents. So they always have that itch. And particularly a president at war always gets better ratings than a president not at war. Poor Bill Clinton, when he got into office, had issued a demand about gays in the military, and he was being ridiculed. Don't ask, don't tell. And he's just being embarrassed because he has supported that position. Very unprogressive America at that time on gay issues. And so in May or June of the first year, 6 months in office, he ordered the bombing of Baghdad. First major bombing of a major city in the Middle East by us ever. And it was the best day he's ever had. The next day he went to church, reported it was a Saturday, did the bombing. Sunday he had reporters all over. It was a great day for him. So, that's just the way it is. That's just the way we respond. And so I'm just giving you sort of the heuristic approach. I don't know what really was in his mind. I have a guess. But late in Christmas of 2021, before that, in December, it definitely looked like Putin was going to go to war. He'd had it with the Ukrainians. He thinks they're sort of sub-level anyway. Some people might remember from the history books in the early 1930s, Russia let 22 million people starve in the Ukraine. Just took all the grain from them and they just died. They've always treated it as a subculture. And we've never really been big fans of Ukraine, NATO in particular, because of the corruption there.
My name is Jim Rickards. I'm a former advisor to the CIA, Department of Defense, and the White House. In a moment, you'll have my own evidence that very few people have seen. You'll see how I believe 2 acts of democratic stupidity are about to combine into a storm that will change America forever: the American energy Armageddon. In fact, due to specific circumstances created by the Armageddon, it's possible you could now win big while others lose. You see, there's a universal truth. In times of crisis, money moves. During the coming energy Armageddon, most Americans will face new hardships, but not all. A few will win and win big. You're about to see how the energy Armageddon could create a one-time opportunity to secure new substantial wealth. If you want in, keep watching. Right now, today, America is running out of gas, diesel, and oil. Our national fuel reserves are down 50% or more from where they should be. It's so urgent, major suppliers are calling it a code red emergency. We don't have the refining capacity to catch up, and we're shipping most of what we have to Europe to bail them out of Calamity Joe's Nordstream crisis. We're now facing catastrophic fuel shortages I predict will collapse our nation's energy grid. When it happens, every citizen will see firsthand the Dems' obsession with green energy is a scam. In fact, I'm going to show you my evidence that outs them as shameless hypocrites. That's not all. I predict this storm will bring about a new social order to our country. Many who are now rich will find their accounts drained, and those who are poor will turn to desperate measures to survive. I'm talking about civil unrest. a massive crime wave, and violence in our streets. Most will suffer under Biden's energy Armageddon, but not everyone. Some good Americans will win. They'll take advantage of wealth-building opportunities created by the upheaval, which I'll reveal here today, to vastly improve their personal economic situation. And that's the most important thing I want to share with you. Now, if the idea of winning while others suffer makes you uncomfortable, no problem. Then this presentation is not for you. But the way I see it, our great nation was built during times of crisis when a few smart people recognized opportunity and seized it. If you see the storm coming, if you know Calamity Joe and his ilk are steering us straight into it, and you want to not just survive, but thrive by using the crisis potentially to grow your personal wealth, then you're exactly who I want to reach today. Give me about 3 minutes of your time. I'm going to show you everything right now.
Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I'm just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just in overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you gotta pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.